fighting, war and rain.
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place? Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and filth the air.
What bloody man is that?
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil.
Doubtful it stood. The merciless Macdonald, worthy to be a rebel, but all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, with his brandished steel, he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, rally, cousin, worthy gentlemen.
Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner justice had with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels. With the Norwegian lord surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Made not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become me as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Who's here?
Worthy Thane of Ross.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Macbeth, confronted with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, the victory fell on us.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The wayward sisters, hand in hand, hosters of the sea and lands, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these? That look not like the inhabitants of the earth in yet on it.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail, Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show?
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Say, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief. Speak! I charge you!
Whither are they vanished?
To the air.
Were such things here as we do speak about?
Your children shall be kings!
You shall be king!
And Thane of Cawdor too, was it not so?
The self-same tune in words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. As thick as hail came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We have been sent to give thee from our royal master thanks.
And, in an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which edition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
Well, the Thane of Cawdor lives.
Oh, who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you onto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, that the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us over with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence.
Cousins, a word, I pray you.
I thank you, gentlemen. 2 truths are told. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why had it given me earnest of success, commencing in the truth, I am Thane of Cawdor. But if good, why do I yield to that suggestion against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes all my single state of man that functions, smothered in surmise. Nothing is but what is not.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who said that, very frankly, he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it.
Well, he was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Only I have left to say more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing pays itself.
Welcome hither. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved it, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name here after the Prince of Cumberland. From hence to Inverness and bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your reproach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else ordeep. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
True, noble Banquo, let's after him whose care is gone before to bide us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. As I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming of time with hail, King that shall be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet, I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great. Art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Hie me hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him?
So please you, it is true. Our thing is coming.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits who tend on mortal thoughts, and stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold, hold. Great glooms, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letter has transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel the future now in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is a book in which men may read strange matters. They are welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you'll leave this night's great business into my dispatch.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor, ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, is approved by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed the air is delicate.
See our honored hostess.
Your Majesty loads our house with honors.
Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If this assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But he is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, both strong against the deed. Then as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife himself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues would plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls in the other. How now? What news?
He hath almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have he asked for me?
No, you not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you.
If we should fail!
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. While Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will lie with wine. And when in a swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan?
Will it not be received when we have marked with blood the sleepy two of his own chambers and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death?
I have settled and banded up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I've not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take 'tis later then, sir.
Yet I would not sleep.
Merciful powers! Restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose.
Who's there?
Hey, friend.
What? Sir, not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great larges to your offices. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir, the like to you.
Go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me, a handle toward my hand? Come, but let me clutch thee. Have thee not, but yet I see thee still. A dagger of the mind, a false creation. Thou marshals me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Whilst I fret, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds to cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I've drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended.
I?
Hark. This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say, a sorry sight.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they did see me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing. And amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more." Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life.
What do you mean?
Still, it cried, "Sleep no more" to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brainsickly of things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why have you brought these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look once again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is with me that every noise appalls me? Oh, hands are here. Pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? No. My hands would rather the multitudinous seas in incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. There's knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of the deed. How easy it is then. Hark! Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Awake, Duncan, with thy knocking. Wouldst thou could.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Helvig, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Knock, knock, never at quiet. Wait, what are you? This place is too cold for hell. Oh, devil porter no further. Anon, anon, I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir. We were carousing until the second cock.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
It did, sir, in the very throat on me. But I requited him of his lie. And I think being too strong for him, he took up my leg sometime. Yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
Well, he did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
Does the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
Nights has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, commencing through the air.
It was a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! Horror! Horror!
What's the matter?
Most sacrilegious murder has broke out the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
Be you his majesty?
Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalbain, they'll come! Awake!
the business that such a hideous trumpet caused to parley the sleepers of the house?
Oh, gentle lady. Our royal master's murder.
Woo! Alas! What? In our house?
Cruel anywhere.
Here, Delph, I pray thee, contradict thyself. Say it's not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I'd have lived a blessed time.
What is amiss?
Your royal father's murder.
By whom?
Those of his chambers seem to have done so.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who could be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal, and neutral in a moment? No man! The expedition, my violent love, outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart, the courage to make one's love known?
Help me hence! Ho!
Look to the lady.
Let's away. Our tears are not yet through.
Look to the lady, and when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, let us meet, and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. All to England.
To Ireland, either. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted. Our safest way is to avoid the aim.
£70 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I had seen hours dreadful and things strange. But this sore night of frightful former knowings.
Ah, good father, thou seest, the heavens, as troubled with man's act, threaten his bloody stage.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, as they would make war with mankind. They did so to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Here comes the good Macbeth. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not? Is known who did this more than bloody deed? Those that Macbeth has slain.
Alas, the day, what good did they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Comhill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin Alta-Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there.
Farewell, father.
God's benison go with you, and with those that would make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not remain in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings.
Here is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast.
Tonight, We hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
Is far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide. But of that tomorrow. Those fleets with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Well then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature brings that which would be feared. There is none but him whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. He chid the sisters when they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. And prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings, no son of mine succeeding. If be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered, given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo, kings! Rather than so, come fate to the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there until we call. Was it not yesterday when we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now know that it was he that in the times past, which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent selves. To half a soul and to a notion crazed, say thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospeled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to your grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Who hold our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with misfortune, that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it, or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. Thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We will, my lord, perform as you command us.
Though our
Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy, the time, the moment on, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Cleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. I'll call upon you straight. Abide with him. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madame, returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Then I will.
Safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, what's done is done.
But we have scotched the snake, not killed it. Better to be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on. Gentle, my lord. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray thee you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife! Thou know'st that Banquo and his fleance lives.
Yet in them nature's copies not etern.
Aye, there is comfort there. They are assailable.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day, now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Give us a light there. Oh, 'tis he. The rest that are in the notes of expectation, already in the court.
A light, a light!
Oh, 'tis he. Stands to it.
It'll be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance! Fly! Fly! A mace revenge!
So slave!
There's but one down, the sun is fled.
We have lost. Best half of our affair.
Let's away and say how much is done.
Degrees, sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
But you see, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure the table round.
Yeah.
There's blood on thy face.
Tis Banquo's then.
Is he dispatched?
Aye, my lord, his throat is cut.
Yet he is good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the nonpareil.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, dead in a ditch he bides, the least of death to nature.
Thanks for that. Now get thee gone. Tomorrow, we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir.
It please your highness, sit.
Oh, here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present.
His absent sir lays blame upon his promise. Please your highness to grace us with your royal company?
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
You, my good lord. What is the news, your highness?
Which one of you have done this?
What?
Good lord.
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. Highness not wrong.
Sit, worthy friends, pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will again be well. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look, lo! Say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst nod, speak too.
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now. Ere human statue purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. Now, they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
You forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee.
Think this good Piers is but a thing of custom, 'tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. What? I'm gone? I am a man again? Please, sit down.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such sights be that overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange.
What sights, my lord? Speak not, I pray you. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. But go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Will have blood. They say blood will have blood. By maggot pies and chops and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayst thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but at his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know. By the worst means the worst. For my own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood. Stepped in so far that should I wait no more, returning be as tedious as go on. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, and they may be acted, and they may be scant.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed. you are. Saucy and overbold, how did you dare traffic and trade with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I was never called to bear my part or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, who loves for his own ends, not for you. Meet me in the morning. Thither he shall come to know his destiny. Great business must be wrought ere noon, upon the corner of the moon, and distilled by magic sleights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the power of their illusion shall draw him onto his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear he hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And as you know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I am called. My little spirit seed sits on a foggy cloud and waits for me.
Come, let us make haste. She will soon be back again.
Things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. One must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donald Bane to kill their gracious father? Damn in fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink, walls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? So that, I say, he has borne all things well. But peace, for from broad words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither, Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike seaward, and by the help of these, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, all which we pine for now. And the king prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute, sir, not I, the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who should say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
Advise him to a caution. To hold its distance as wisdom can provide, that a swift blessing will soon return to this our suffering country and will hand it cursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Sweltered venom, sleeping got, boil thou first in a charmed pot.
Double double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Forge harm of powerful trouble, like a how broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips.
Dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Oh, well done! I commend your pains, and each and every one of you shall share in the games. And now, about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
Ow! By the pricking of my thumbs! Something wicked this way comes.
Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the treasure of nature's germs tumble all together, even as destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand.
Will answer.
Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them. Let me see them.
Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not. Macbeth. 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 Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright, but one word more!
You will not be commanded. Here is another, more potent than the first.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies. Sleep, in spite of thunder. What is this? It rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon its baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who threats, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the trees unfix its earthbound root? Sweet votments, good rebellion's hot head rise never until the wood of Burnham rise. And our high-placed Macbeth shall live the least of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you.
Show.
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! No other gold-bound brow is like the first. Why do you show me this? A fourth? Stark eyes. Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. Why? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights.
Where are they? Gone! Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in, without them.
What your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No.
Came they not by you?
Oh, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. Who was it came by?
Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
Fly the land.
You must have patience, madame.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. All is the fear and nothing is the love. So little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. I take my leave of you. It shall not be long, but I'll be here again. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you. I'm so much a fool, should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I have, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the chicken.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
No, buy him to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith with wit enough for me.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies. Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
You must hang them.
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But what wilt thou do for a father?
If my father were dead, you weep for him. If you were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect.
I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a lonely man's advice, be not found here. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified or such as thou.
He is a traitor!
Thou liest, thou shank-haired villain!
What? You egg!
I am treachery!
No! He's killed me, mother! Run away, I pray you!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthdom.
What I believe, I'll wail. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well, and hath not touched you yet. I am young, and may deserve of him through me.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Great tyranny. Lay thou thy base ashore, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is a fear. Fare you well, lord. I would not be the villain that thou think'st.
Be not offended, I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. And here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon a tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, my poor country will have more vices than it had before, more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth. Fear not yet to take upon you what is yours.
What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy near approach, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. See who comes here.
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, but times remove the means that makes us strangers.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave. And good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
What's the newest grief?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which if heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. It was to my belief witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward, and 10,000 men.
And I can answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes
savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven.
Children, too? What? Children, servants, all that came out. That must be from thence. My wife killed too. What's that?
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children! All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hell kite, all! What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and refuse to take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Oh, heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart. Enrage it.
Bring down this deed of Scotland and myself within my sword sling set him, and if he escape, heaven forgive him.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, take forth paper and write upon it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in the most fast sleep.
What at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her. Lo you, here she comes.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut. Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2, why then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and afeard? Yes, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The thane of life had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to, go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she knows. Here's the smell of blood still.
What a sigh is there.
Pray God it be, sir. Wash your hands, put on your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried, he cannot come out one's grave.
Even so?
To bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, come. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Oh, God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated and amazed my sight. I think but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near. Led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way they are coming.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunstan he's from the fortifies. Some say he's mad, others, lesser hated, do call it a valiant fury.
Those in his command move only in command, nothing in love. Well, now does he feel his title hang loose about him?
Then march we on to give obedience to his truly owed.
Or so much as it needs to dew the sovereign flower, which drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What is the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false stains! The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! Where got'st thou that goose look?
There are 10,000
Geese? Villain?
soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy! What soldiers, Patch?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What word more?
All is confirmed, as was reported.
I will fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed.
I'll put it on. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. If thou couldst, doctor, find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that would applaud again. Will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham!
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done!
We learn nothing, but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our settling down before it.
'Tis his main hope. And none serve with him but constrained things, whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe.
Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie, till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
It's the cry of women, my lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fear. I have supped full of horror's direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, Tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, till the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound, fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue? Thy story, quickly!
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir!
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave.
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 miles you may see it coming, I say a moving grove.
Thou speakst false. Upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive. Fear not, till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm! Arm and out! I get to be weary of the sun, and wish the state of the world were now undone.
Now near enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, lead the first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
Yeah! They have tied me to a stick. I cannot fly. So bear-like, I must fight the course.
What is your name?
Thou to be afraid to hear it.
No, thou cost thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
Thou was born of woman, and swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that's of a woman born.
Show thy face! If thou be slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still! Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. Let me find him, Fortune, and more I beg not!
This way, my lord. The castle is gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight.
Met with foes that strike beside us.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than words can give thee out.
Thou who losest labor, I bear a charm in life that must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel that thou whom still has served tell thee. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely rent.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man.
Then yield thee, coward! We
we will have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. The Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose it, being of no woman born. I will try the last. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold, enough!
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived until he was a man, and like a man he died.
He's dead then?
Aye, sir, and brought off the field.
And God's soldier be he.
He's worth more sorrow. And that I'll spend for him.
Then I say God bless him. Here comes greater comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art! Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head? The time is free! I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever in such an honor Scotland named. What's more to do, which would be newly planted with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else, that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Yeah!